Hi everyone, this is Ryota, and we are in this meeting for Kubernetes release team for version 136, and I'll be the host today. Today is 21st of January 2026, and we are in the week 2 of the release, so very early release and early in the release. And we just had the first meeting for APAC earlier today. And speaking of that, open discussion I'll be touching on. But before that, making sure that everyone is aware that this is the Kubernetes community meeting, which falls under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which can be summarized to be excellent to each other. And this meeting is recorded, as I mentioned earlier, and will be publicly posted on to YouTube. So please be mindful of what you say. And with that, I see lots of people putting your name to the attendees list. So if you haven't done so already, please add yourself to the attendees list. And if you do not have access to edit directly, that's somewhat expected, and I'll be sorting it out for many of you. And if you can just put a comment with the edit comment, I think that's what it's called, we'll be accepting that change. And with that, we'll move on to open discussion. And I just put a quick note down there saying that I would like to have some time for every one of us to get a turn to do a quick intro. And I'll probably start with my own and then have the release lead shadow team who have actually done a quick intro earlier last week, but I'm pretty sure that not too many people were there. So we're going to do another round of quick intro. And for each sub-team, I would ask sub-team lead to start giving the update and then do an intro, and also have the shadows to do an intro after that as well. With that, let me get started with my quick intro. So hi, I'm Ryota. I have been around in the Kubernetes release team from 132, so it's been over a year and a little bit more. I was mainly in the comms space, so I was leading the comms for 133 and 34 and 35. I was working as a release lead shadow, working closely with comms as well as some other teams like release signal, and enhancements. So I think that's a quick history of how I have been around, how much I have been around in the release team. For the day job, I do a Kubernetes stuff as well. I am working as a consultant at the moment for a consultancy firm called Numtide. And what else? I'm based in London, but I'm originally from Japan. And yeah, I've got two cats. I'm actually at a co-working space, so I don't have cats around me to disturb. But in the future, you would see me with the cats, probably in one or two or few meetings that they like to destroy and stop the meeting and stuff like that. So that's definitely going to happen. But yeah, I think that's for me. I think we have all of the release lead shadows. Anyone would like to go first?
I can go.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Agus. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I've been part of the release team since 133. I was part of comms and enhancements. And in my day job, I am a software engineer. I develop and maintain infrastructure and platform services with the help of so many open source projects. So I'm really happy to be here and work with all of you.
Thanks. Should we go for alphabetical order? Dipesh, you on the call? Maybe not. Jenny, I see you on the call, so can you go?
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I'm Jenny. I've been in the release team for a few releases now, starting in enhancements, and I was also a release lead shadow last release. In my day job, I'm a software engineer working on API gateways, and yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, thanks, Jenny. And I see Ryan on the call. Can you talk,
Hey
Ryan?
everyone. Hey everyone, Ryan this side. So I'm based out of India. I work for DigitalOcean as a senior platform engineer. I have been involved with release team since 1.29 and have worked with multiple subteams and led multiple subteams. This time I'll be one of the lead shadows, so happy to be back again. And yeah, that's all from me. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. So yeah, that's the release lead team with me and also the shadows of three. And I think we are missing Depeche today, but he was on the call for APAC earlier. So yeah, we are here to help if there is anything that you get stuck with or you're not sure about. So yeah, please feel free to reach out to us. So with that, let's get moved on to the subteam updates, and we're going to start with enhancements. Do we have anyone from enhancements to give the update? I do not. I think I see Josh as well.
Hey everybody, Josh here. I'll just introduce myself real quick. I started on the enhancements team a couple of releases ago, and will now be leading the team this release. Did you want me to do some introductions for the shadows as well, Ryota?
Yeah, maybe you can do the quick update on the enhancements team and then do the intro for the shadows.
Yeah, sure. So the update from us, we've started doing SIG reach out. The call for enhancements was sent out a few days ago. There's a link in the updates there. I've got some PRs raised for the mailing list and to get the documentation updated with all the shadow details. And yeah, by the end of this week, we're hoping to have all the SIG reach out completed. So and scheduling onboarding for the shadows. So yeah, introduction wise, who's on the call? I see Sheng Hao.
Hi, I'm Cheng Hao, and I'm the release. I'm the in, that is my first time at the enhancement shadow to attend the meeting. Uh, yeah, I'm in the airport in EMEA, and before that, I am the 1.32 and 1.35 about the release signal to shadow and lead. And I'm the Kube maintainer, and I'm the work on SRE and the platform engineer, and I'm a CNCF ambassador in Taiwan. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I also see Laurie. If you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, I'm Laurie. I've been involved off and on, mostly in SIG Release since 2020, and currently don't work in the cloud native space squarely, but work with teams building on top of a Kate's cloud native based platform. I'm a product manager and based in Munich, Germany.
Thanks very much. Peter.
Hi, yes, I'm Peter. This is my first time working with the release team, Enhancement Shadow. I contribute to Kubernetes primarily to SIG Auth. My day job is at Microsoft, and primary responsibility is SIG Auth contribution. And that's all about me.
Welcome to the team, and Shubhashmita.
Everyone, Subhashmita, I'm joining again. Last release, I was also an enhancement shadow. This time also, I'm again an enhancement shadow. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Welcome to the team, everybody. That's all the shadows we have on the call today. So, and that's it from enhancements. If there's any questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, welcome for the returning the folks. Good to see you back. And also for those new, welcome to the amazing team. I think it will be a really fun journey to, get involved. So I'm very excited about this. I'm going to probably say this multiple times today. But yeah, do we have any questions or comments for enhancements team? All right. If not, let's move on to release signal. do we have anyone from Release Signal to give an update?
Hi, Rita. Prajit here. So yeah, on the update side, current status is yellow right now. So, and also the shadow selection is completed. I'm planning the orientation signals for the release signal shadows sometime tomorrow or maybe as early as possible. Right now we have one failing test on master informing. So this is something which has been constantly failing right now. And this is something that we had reported in previous cycles as well. So I'll just follow up on those older thread as well and see if we need to resolve this in this cycle, or we can just consider this as a non-blocker from the respective SIG and move ahead. And we have 4 flaky tests on the master blocking. All of these have been already reported and added to the issue board for the 1.36 tracking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. From the on the intro front, yeah, I'm Prajit here. So I've been part of the release team for last 2 cycles. So when the 34 and 35, I was the release signal shadow. This time I got the opportunity to lead the release signal. I've been working with the open source community for last 5 years. I started with the cluster lifecycle SIG, then slowly started contributing to all the different SIGs which are there. Yeah, in my day job, I work at IBM as a cloud engineer and basically modernizing and dockerizing most of the applications. Yeah. I see Aman here, who is a shadow. Aman, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Prajit. Yeah, so I'm Aman. I have been working in open source Kubernetes from past 2 years, and this is my first time being part of the release team. So very excited. I'm been part with other SIGs like Cluster API. I've been part of those release cycles. So probably that experience will help me to contribute more here. Yeah, thank you.
You. Yeah, I think that's it, Ryota. Most of the other folks had joined the APEC call and some of them are missing, but yeah, we'll probably introduce them in the next meeting.
Perfect. Yeah, I remember quite a few folks turned up for the APAC meeting, so that was great. And also, thank you very much for your intro. Welcome back, and yeah, welcome for the new joiner. Obviously, we are welcoming a bigger group and newer folks, newer faces, which is really exciting. So yeah, thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments for the release signal? What happened to the scroll? Do we have any questions or comments for release signal before we go to docs updates? I think that's probably no. So we're moving on to the docs updates. Do we have anyone from the docs? Cyan, would you be able to talk? Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Hi everyone. So from doc side, our current status is green. Our shadow selection is also complete. I've created the group DM on Slack and we did a round of introduction there. The shadows are currently progressing with the onboarding steps, with creating the org membership and stuff. I have personally created the PR for them getting into the release team and the release team shadows Google groups, and also added the PR for add their name to the release markdown file. I am also planning to schedule the docs shadow onboarding call, probably ask them like preferences from the team, and then schedule the call with them. Talking about myself, I am Sayan. I'm from India. I work for Microsoft on a project called Flatpak Container Linux, primarily working on a few of the secure boot stuffs. And I joined the Kubernetes release. This is my 4th release cycle. So I did my first 2 in 1.19 and 1.20 in CI Signal and Bug Triage. And then after a break, I joined back with the docs team in 1.35. And now I'm happy to work with you folks as the docs lead. Talking of my shadows, I see Dinah on the call. Dinah?
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yes, I'm here on the call.
Would you like to introduce yourself? A line or
Sure,
two?
yeah. Of course, yeah. I'm Diana. I'm a developer experience engineer at Victoria Metrics. I never been involved in the Kubernetes community yet. This is my first time, so because I'm an OpenTelemetry contributor, member of the docs localization team, I think my expertise will be rather relevant to the Kubernetes release dog shadow. So I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Diana. Saurabh?
Yes, sir. Hi everyone. I'm Saurabh and I'm from India, and I've been contributing to the open source from past 3 years, I guess. And for the Kubernetes, I have started in the last 1 year. So mostly started with the SIG docs. So, and in my day job, I work as a DevOps engineer. So right now, just came from the office, so maybe I'm not in an enthusiast mode, so that's okay. But yeah, I'm happy to be part of this, and this is my first time to be part of the release shadow for the dogs. Great that I made it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rayata.
Thanks, Saurabh. I guess Emil is there on the call. Emil?
Yeah. Hi, hey everyone. Yeah, my name is Emil. I'm from Quebec City, Canada. So I work as a platform engineer at Bell Canada for the TV platform. So TV platform services. It's my first time in this journey, so I'm really excited. I'm a huge sports fan. I love to talk. I think I have a great energy that I can bring to the group. So really happy to work on this, guys.
Thank you, Emil. I don't see Tushar on the call, but he joined the APAC meeting in the morning. So yeah, back to Ryota.
Yeah, thank you very much. So welcome back for those folks who have been around, and welcome for those who are new. That's amazing to see the new faces, and it's definitely an exciting journey. I remember that in 132, when I joined for the first time, I was super nervous, but I was also excited. And yeah, I'm definitely glad that I, took that journey. That was really exciting. So yeah, hope to see you, many of you, in the coming releases and many cycles to go. But yeah, thank you very much for the intro and updates from the docs. Do we have any questions for the docs? And if not, let's move on to comms. I see Chad, you're on the call. Would you be able to give an update and also your intro?
Hello, I'll start with the introduction. My name is Chad Kroll. I've been contributing non-code contributions since 2019. I work as a SRE at Akamai. I'm really happy to be here. I was Comms Shadow last release, and I was lucky enough to be the lead for this release. So I'm very honored. And so we have our going into the to the updates. We have our shadows finalized, and everyone is really happy to be on board as well. I don't see anybody on the call right now, but everyone is chatting it up and getting onboarded, which is always good. We have the cycle progress issue created. I created that. We have 3 shadows working on joining the Kubernetes org in GitHub, and then I've added the shadows to the Kubernetes groups, and that's it for comms.
Great, thank you. And I see Sophia, you're on the call. Would you be able to introduce yourself?
Hi. Okay, so I joined the upper call earlier, so I'm just going to retreat and say my name is Sophia Oguchukwu, and this is my first time contributing to the release cycle. And I've also met my lead, he is Worm, and I'm really looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you very much. All right, I think that's all for the comms. Do we have anyone else from comms to be missed? I don't think so. So yeah, do we have any questions or comments for the comms team? All right, I take it as no. So thank you very much for the intro chat, and also welcome, Sophia. So let's move on to release branch management. I don't believe we have anyone on the call today, so we will skip that. I will probably have a few folks joining to give an update in the later the cycle, but right now there is not much that needs to be discussed here. So we'll move on to sub-project lead. I see Kat and Fred both on the call, so please take it away.
Hello, everybody. So we're going to start by introducing ourselves, then I'm going to give you a pep talk, and then we're going to go into like the actual function of what needs to happen over the next couple of weeks with respect to us. So my name is Kat Cosgrove. I'm one of your 2 sub-project leads. I have been on the release team since version 122, I think. I've led the comms teams and the docs team, and I was the release lead for 130. I am also an elected member of the Kubernetes Steering Committee and a technical lead for SIG Docs. So for the docs and comms teams, if you need like emergency approvals to ram things through really fast, which might happen around your big deadlines, you can always come bother me because I do have ownership permissions in the website repo too. So I get to wear a lot of hats on the release team. Professionally, I am head of developer advocacy at Minimus, which is a container security company. And I currently live in Colorado Springs with 2 ancient cats and 1 young cat. Here's an ancient one. She's 22. Her name is Espresso. She's the emotional support lead for the release. But I just moved here from Edinburgh, Scotland. I've also lived in Seattle and Atlanta and Budapest. I grew up in Tennessee. But yeah, I am your skip level, I guess. Fred, you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Can you hear me correctly?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, so I'm Fred. I've been a part of the release team since 125, where I was a first time a shadow with Kat as the comms leads. So that was the start of my journey. I've been comms lead myself, release notes lead, and other shadowing and release lead shadowing opportunities there as well as a release lead for 132. I was also the last emeritus advisor, last release, and I've joined just very recently the sub-project lead with cats, and so this is my first time doing this, and hopefully you will all help me in doing a good job. I'm also a blogging lead in the Contribex Comms team. And professionally, I'm a cloud architect at the SAS Institute, and I live in Lisbon, Portugal.
Thank you. For context, for people who are super new, whether this is your first time on the release team or you've only been on it once, there used to be a role called the emeritus advisor, which traditionally was the release lead from 2 cycles ago. Because we tend to try to make people take a break after they lead a release because it's a lot of work. But when we got sub-project leads, which we also didn't used to have, we started winding down the emeritus advisor role because the sub-project leads do a lot of that work. We did that because we decided we needed a little bit more continuity. There needed to be somebody involved in the release team who had like multiple cycles of context as a leader rather than just one cycle of context as a leader. It makes the team better. In doing that, we've made things a lot more efficient. We've introduced a lot of automation that allows us to get more KEPs into a release with fewer team members. If you go look over time, we are getting significantly more KEPs through to the actual final release cut than we did like 6 cycles ago. So it's been a lot of work, but it's been overall good for the team. On the pep talk, We had 243 applicants for the release team this cycle, for not very many positions. It is extremely competitive, and that is in part because it is the easiest way to get Kubernetes org membership and because it looks good on a resume. So I know all of you are putting this on your resumes. I know you're all putting this on your LinkedIn. That's good. That's great. But it does make getting onto the team really hard. So good job to everyone. If there's anybody on this call who did not make it on in this cycle, these meetings are public. Anybody can attend. It's not because you weren't good enough. It's because we had 243 qualified applicants, and that makes selecting really hard. So please do not give up. Please keep trying to get on the release team. For those of you who did make it, and this is your first time, strap in. It is a lot of work. There is a lot of like fire hose style information that you will have to download very, very quickly. While this is the most common way to make like early contributions to Kubernetes, I don't think it is the easiest way. You're all going to have to interact with quite a lot of strangers very quickly and be comfortable telling quite a lot of strangers who have been in this project for much longer than you what to do. So don't be nervous about that. I know that's like kind of a meaningless thing to say. All of you are going to be nervous the first time you tell somebody who's been around for 10 years what to do, but you have the authority here. During a release cycle, we have all of the authority in the project. Everybody has to comply with our deadlines and our written instructions. So if you're scared to send a message to somebody for the first time, that's okay. We've all been scared to send a message for the first time to somebody with a decade of experience. I'm terrified every time I have to send an email to dev. I don't like doing it, and I have to do it several times a year. It sucks. So if you're nervous, that's okay. You will get over some of it eventually. We are going to release the second largest open source project in the world behind Linux. We underpin a very significant quantity of the world's digital infrastructure, and that's a lot of responsibility. So good job to all of you. I know you're going to do great. Things will go wrong. That is okay. Something always goes wrong. Often multiple things go wrong in a cycle. It's about how we react to it. So when something goes wrong, whether that is in the release process itself or in your personal or professional life that requires you to like take a step back, or causes you to fumble, totally okay. Talk to your sub-team lead about it, talk to Ryota about it, talk to me or Fred about it. As long as you're proactive, we will handle it. It is really not a huge deal. I promise. We have had some pretty catastrophic screw-ups and failures and mistakes over the course of all of these release cycles, and none of them have actually been disasters. They might feel like it in the moment, but I promise it is not. We have a way to fix whatever it is. And that's part of the learning process. That's part of how we've been able to make the release cycle smoother over the years. It is running into problems and just handling it without panicking. Handle it and then panic. Like have a meltdown after we fixed it. You know. Another thing that's important to mention is by our charter, SIG Release will not overwork the release team. If we get to a point at anywhere in this cycle where we're having to like order a sub team to work overtime, work like late on weekends or work overnight, that's bad. And we will delay the release before we do that. So if this is for sub team leads, if it feels like you're going to have to push your team to work aggressively over a weekend, like outside of the norm of what your sub team does in order to meet deadlines, come tell me and come tell Ryota and come tell Fred, and we will fix it. We don't care if we have to delay a release. Like we're not measured on that. This is not your real job. There are no KPIs. If we've got to delay a release, we delay the release. It's fine. It's whatever. We delay releases more often than we hit that target. And every release cycle ever, there's been a threat at the end of the cycle that we might have to delay. There's always some kind of concern like that. So don't stress it. We are not going to overwork you to hit a target date. Doesn't matter. Ryota, don't feel bad if we delay your release. It's really not a big deal. We love doing it. It's fun. It's fun for us. So don't stress it. For shadows who have never shadowed before, we will go over this in shadow onboarding as well. You'll get 2 onboarding sessions, one with your sub-team lead that's specific to your sub-team. And if you are like brand new to shadowing, you will also do one with me and or Fred that covers the project itself, the release team itself, like broadly, and some requirements that are specific to shadows. A thing that I want to remind everybody in this meeting and will do again in the onboarding is that we do have expectations for shadows around showing up for meetings and meeting deadlines assigned by your sub-team lead. So each of you is going to have things that you're supposed to get done in the course of doing your job by certain dates. It's usually going to be reaching out to CAP owners or whatever. We very much require that you actually do that. A downside to the project's popularity and people trying to get on the team just for their resume is that we do have a problem with shadows disappearing. That is difficult to manage for your teammates and for your sub-team lead because it requires that we surprise redistribute all of your work to other people and often to your sub-team lead. They have to take it over. So you do need to make sure that you don't miss the weekly meetings. If you're going to miss one, that's totally fine. If you're going to miss 2 or more in a row and you do not talk to your sub-team lead about that, we're going to have to remove you from the team. I don't like doing this. It's very public. We rewrite history. It's like you were never on the team. We revoke your org membership, and there is a paper trail for it. Like this is PRs that happen in public. So please don't make me do that. It feels really bad. It's so hard to get on the release team. Please don't make me do it. So if something happens at work or in your personal life that means you don't have time for the release team anymore, that is so easy for us to handle. Just talk to your sub-team lead, tell them you need to step back, and we will replace you without it being a big deal. Doing that is actively a good thing. It's behavior we want to see. Doing that tells us that you are responsible and that you care about your teammates and you care about the health of the release cycle. And it does not look bad when you go to apply for the next cycle. We had a sub-team lead step down mid-cycle once, and he went on to lead a release just a couple cycles later. So really, choosing to step back from shadowing or from leading a sub-team, A-okay. Do that if you feel like you need it. Your real job and your school and your personal life is more important than Kubernetes. Forcing us to remove you against your will is not great and does put you on a timeout from the release team. You'll take a minimum of 3 cycles off. But if you were proactive and talk to us, we will work with you, and it's not a big deal. So do keep that in mind. But good job to everybody who got in this cycle. Myself and Fred are here for absolutely anything you need, whether it's emotional support or getting a PR merged. We will handle that. For those of you in the call who did not get in this cycle, please keep trying. Please come to the meetings. Please find work to do elsewhere in the project. There's so much of it, even within SIG Release. SIG Docs needs a lot of help too. But the more often we see you around, the easier it is to get selected. So we're going to do great. You're going to kill it, Ryota. Fred, do you have anything you want to add?
Nope. I think you said it all. Just reinforce that part that you mentioned. Sometimes just reaching out and saying, "Hey, I need to do other stuff." It's completely different from just disappearing. So do take that opportunity whenever, if it presents itself.
Great. Thank you very much, Kat and Fred. Very inspiring and obviously exciting. I have one comment about the shadow onboarding from Omar. So is the shadow onboarding meeting session open for everyone? Kat, Fred?
I mean, generally, I only send the doodle for scheduling. So like you're going to get a doodle link from me if you're a shadow to choose some times to do this. Like usually I'll try to schedule 2 or 3 of them to cover time zones, which will be much easier now with a co-lead in Europe who can help me cover that. Usually that link only gets sent to current shadows. I don't personally care if people who aren't shadowing, like there's nothing in there that's like a secret. So you can, but I can't schedule it around anybody who's not a shadow. So I guess if you DM me, and remind me, I'll send you a link when they get scheduled. But yeah, I don't really have a way to publicize it. I don't want to chuck it in the SIG release channel, but yeah, if you want to come, I don't really have a problem with it. I don't know, Fred, do you object?
No, I think that's the perfect description. It's not, as long as we do not have to schedule around the availability of a enormous possible target pool.
Yeah.
There's no secret there, so.
Sounds good. All right. Is there any other questions for sub-project leads of Kat and Fred? All right, I think that's no. So we'll move on to release lead, which is myself. So yeah, again, welcome to the team. It's really exciting to have you all here. For those who are new to the shadowing and to the team, it is an exciting journey. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. And for those who didn't make it for the shadow selection this time around, as Kat and Fred said, I think it is so competitive that we can't guarantee to have anyone at any point. But if you try, long and also try to be visible in the Kubernetes community, I think the time will come eventually. I'm going to talk about a bit about the, how I felt about the release, being part of the release team in a bit. But before that, I'm just going to quickly go through the items I put together here. So all of the action items and the progress can be found in this issue 2934. It's open for everyone. Even if you're not part of the release, you can kind of gauge what's going on and what's going to happen and what's been done. So for the done parts, so all the shadows have been confirmed and release schedule has been finalized and merged to the repository. So you can see the release schedule that we have put together, that we are targeting the actual release of version 136 on 22nd of April. Other than that, there are several pending action items for me and for the team of release lead shadows. And those are, what is it? The first one, I'll be working on adding all members to the org and giving access. So as I mentioned earlier, there are a few folks, more than a few folks, who do not have access to edit this file, for instance, this meeting note. And there are a few other things that you do not have access to, or you do have limited access to at the moment, such as calendar. So those are the things that I'll be working out, and access to the GitHub org is going to be something that I'll be looking after as well. So those will be handled in the coming days. And do not hesitate to just ping me or reach out to me on Slack or GitHub, just mention me. I should be able to respond to any of the kind of requests for the access entitlements and stuff like that. And links need to be corrected so that everyone can find the relevant links, such as getting to the meeting notes here, which is already available. Enhancement board is available as well, but there are a few other things like retro and a few docs, I think, that are still not there. So I will be adding that. If you want to just have a look what it looks like, you can just check it out because it's a GitHub hosted Markdown and SIG release. And the release lead shadows, and sub-team lead usually have a catch-up weekly, bi-weekly in some kind of cadence close to the weekly meeting of this one. So we'll have that starting up soon, just for everyone to be to know about such a talk is happening, so that everyone can be in sync in terms of the big milestones and the release schedule as a whole. And I am hosting this call right now, but I will be asking the release lead shadows to be hosting the meetings going forward. So I will be around, obviously, but at the same time, I will be delegating some of the responsibilities for release lead to the shadows. So you would see the shadows taking over the responsibility and ownership for some parts. And for the calendar, I did send this calendar invite of the Americas EMEA call and also the APAC call for the weekly catch up, but I haven't done all of the other events such as a burn down meeting, which is to happen after the KubeCon, or some other milestones such as enhancements freeze or doc freeze or things like that. Those are going to be added to the calendar just so that we have a clear visibility of what's going to happen, what's going to come in the next days and weeks. So with that, I think that's a quick update, not really quick, update from the release lead. And for just before we wrap up the release lead piece, as I said, I joined the team in 132 and, under Fred in a way, just like a few layers down. So I didn't really closely work with Fred, but I think it was a really fascinating journey from 132 onwards that I got to see what the release team is about. And it was nerve-wracking at times, especially for comms. It comes with lots of actions towards the end of the cycle. So it was very stressful in a way, but also I enjoyed it so that I could actually learn a lot from the release cycle, release process, and also the Kubernetes itself. And I'm very glad to have such a wonderful team here. I'm nervous as a lead, but at the same time feel very comfortable and confident that everyone would do such a great job that I probably wouldn't have to do too much. That's my hope, at least. And the nervousness is something that is just a sign that everyone cares about the release, cares about Kubernetes, which is really good because we are here to make something so significant, to actually have a significant impact to the world, whatever industry it is. Kubernetes is everywhere. And I can't be more proud than to be, to be in this position after having been involved in the release. And yeah, it's just nice to get involved and connected with many of you who share the same interests. And I hope this is not just a release team to work together to get the release out, but I would like to get connected and get to know many of you. Maybe not directly, but indirectly, and a few other places on Slack or whatever that may be. I would love to know what you're up to and what you're doing with Kubernetes and what you have aspirations around Kubernetes release teams and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to stop here because I can go on and on. But yeah, thank you very much for joining and welcome to the team. And with that, do we have any questions or comments for the release lead? All right, I take it as no. We do not have any updates from SIG scalability, which we usually have at the bottom of these sub-team updates. Sometimes we see green, yellow, red status mentioned, but because this is early in the cycle, we don't have too much to talk about, I think. So with that, we have covered all the sub-team updates, and we don't have any other open discussions listed here. But before I stop recording, do we have anything else that we want to talk about or have questions about? All right, I think no one is unmuting themselves, so I'll stop the recording. Thank you very much for joining YouTube. See you later. Stop. recording.